Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for convening this hearing. We've traveled the country, we've held hearings in Washington, listening to farmers and ranchers discuss their priorities for the upcoming Farm Bill, and this topic has been brought to the committee's attention on numerous occasions. I've been asked many times for my thoughts on this matter, and my answer has always been that we need to better understand the problem before we can provide a solution. Today's hearing is a good first step in bringing more information to the discussion. My hope is at the end of today's hearing, we will have a clearer picture of the scope and the scale of the issues foreign ownership of U.S. farmland poses to our country. So thank you, Madam Chair, very much for working with us to get this hearing scheduled. Many of our Senate colleagues on and off the committee have given considerable thought to the issues of foreign land ownership. We will have the opportunity to hear from many of them this morning, and I look forward to hearing about what their states and are experiencing and how they believe we should address their concerns. As we move this discussion forward and consider various proposals, there are several considerations and questions that I would urge my colleagues to keep in mind. First, whatever we do must respect and protect the private property rights of U.S. citizens. Second, land use issues have historically been decided at the state and local levels. Are state laws sufficient to address the issues posed by foreign ownership? Does the federal government need to play a larger role? If the federal government does get more deeply involved, what are the impacts of increased regulation on asset values and liquidity that may hinder investment in agriculture in rural America? Finally, let's not forget that there are other parties aside from foreign operators that have made significant investments to acquire Americans' farmland, pasture land, and forests that are not the subject of this hearing. Yet these purchases also impact farmers and ranchers' ability to compete for land access, and they impact the nation's food and energy security. There's more work to be done, and I look forward to future efforts by this committee to explore the overall ownership of U.S. agricultural land and how it affects rural communities and economies across the country. In conclusion, I would like to join Senator Stabenow in welcoming four guests to the Agricultural Committee. Like several members on this committee, our esteemed colleagues, Senator Tester, Rounds, Baldwin, and Langford, have each introduced thoughtful legislative proposals, and I'm grateful for their engagement. I look forward to working with each of you as we move forward, and thanks again, Madam Chair, for again working so that we can make this possible. I look forward to the discussion.